Yo, 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 welcome back to the No Cut Sports Podcast with your host, Niall Frazier. And today we got some things we need to talk about pertaining to the joint practices with the Philadelphia Eagles and the Cleveland Browns. This is the last day of the joint practice before we have the second preseason game this Saturday, 1 p.m. at the Lincoln Financial Field. Uh, Also, I would like to say if you're a family, looking to take your kids, your lady or a little cheap date, you feel me, fellas, you might want to take your shorty down there. Tickets is like $30 to $40, if not cheaper. You can get some good seats. You might not see the starters or maybe on the sidelines, but you will get to see the players second and third, out there. And you get a little, what I'm saying, get you a nice little date, nice little night. Might be some nice weather. I ain't checked the weather, but it should be nice. So with all that being said, man, let's get into the notes for today. I'm gonna read off the NBC Sports Philadelphia. Um, please excuse me if I stutter over some of these words, man. I'm just hanging on by a thread. Your boy need a nap before I go into work later on. So with that being said, let me take a little swig right quick. But with that being said, let's get right into it, man. I'm gonna just skip a little bit through this. I'm gonna go to who did the housekeeping who didn't practice today, the injury report. So did not practice today was AJ Brown with a hamstring injury, Landon Dickerson with a knee, as we all know. He had the meniscus surgery yesterday. He was in attendance today for the practice, but Buddy was not practicing. Of course, he came out with a big bag full of beer for the both teams and things like that. So shout out to Landon, man, still being himself. But Kenyon Green with his shoulder, Lewis Seen with a groin, Lane Johnson for rest. Limited was Saquon Barkley for rest, Zach Bond for back, Elijah Cooks with the shoulder injury. So or shoulder, but and I said this the day after the meniscus surgery, left guard Landon Dickerson made an appearance after practice with the sleeve on his right leg, and the Eagles are hoping he'll be ready for the season opener in 3 weeks. I know they were saying Adam Schefter came out and said he would be week to week. I know was it Brett Toth? No, is it Brett Toth? I want to say Brett. Yeah, is Brett Toth taking this spot? I want to say, but they'll probably let us know here later on these notes. But excuse me. But some depth chart notes is Brett Toth continues to take first team left guard reps in place of Dickerson. Darian Kennard worked as a second team left guard. Matt Pryor was the first team right tackle with Lane Johnson with rest today. So the first team offensive line was Jordan Mailata, Toth, Cam Jurgens, Tyler Steen, and Matt Pryor. Second team offensive line was Kendall Lamb, Darian Kennard, Drew Kendall, Trevor Keegan, excuse me, Cameron Williams, and rookie Miles Hinton also worked in at left tackle. After Keely Ringo was first on day one of joint practices, Adoree Jackson took the spot opposite of Quinyon Mitchell on day two. We eventually saw Jacorian Bennett get some first team reps later on in practice. It says Sidney Brown was again next to Reed Blankenship at safety in the nickel package, but rookie Drew Makumba mixed in. Jeremiah Trotter Jr. and Jahad Campbell were the first team linebackers. That's good to hear. I know Zach Bond probably gonna be taking one of those spots probably from Jeremiah Trotter because he's one of the lesser of talents, but not in a bad way. But we all know first round talent. He probably gonna go with Jahad Campbell and Zach Bond when the season starts. The Eagles rotated at edge rusher in this practice, Aziz Ajalari, Josh Uche, and Obo. Oh boy, I can't even say buddy last name, so we're gonna move right on past that. All got first team reps. The Eagles are trying to figure out the spot after Nolan Smith and Jalix Hunt. Kickoff team, we ain't gotta worry all about that. But from Rube, it was saying that this was like watching Reggie White in 1998. Myles Garrett was that good Thursday. Garrett single-handedly wrecked practice. Garrett used a variety of speed and power moves to make practice a living hell for normally reliable Jordan Mailata. While Garrett consistently getting into the Eagles' backfield, there was little chance for Jalen Hurts to get the ball downfield. He did hit a couple mid-range passes to Devontae Smith earlier in practice, including a short touchdown. But once Garrett got going, he was literally unstoppable, and everything in the passing game went to A.J. Dillon or Will Shipley as the Eagles tried to neutralize Garrett's pass rush. The man's the number one edge rusher in the league, man. So what can you do? You know he was linked to us this season, right? Okay. Before I continue on, he was linked to us this season, right? And I know some of y'all click on the video and y'all just keep, y'all don't watch the whole video. I said in the video before last that Jahad Campbell reminds me of Myles Garrett. I was even on Philly 500's live stream for one of the practices, and I said the same thing in the live chat, and he agreed with me. Everybody else thought I was tripping. I'm like, why y'all think I'm tripping? When I first seen Jahad Campbell, right? Buddy's huge. No disrespect, like there are big linebackers, but Buddy is huge. And then he also, if y'all don't understand like body frame and stuff like that, his body frame, he looked like he can add some more weight. He probably did add more weight coming into camp, but he looked like he can add more weight. Now you don't want to get too big, but he got the body frame, the athleticism, the aggression and mean and the dog mentality, whatever you want to call it, right? Vic also talked about, I said in the video, that they're trying him on the edge. Now, you can't go get Myles Garrett this past season. Of course, who spend it? We don't have that money, man. We got to pay Jalen Carter and other players coming up next year. But you go out here and you go get you a budget. You go out here and get you not a budget, but I mean, he's a budget when he's on a rookie contract. Excuse me. Jahad Campbell. Now, Jahad Campbell was talking to Myles Garrett after practice. I think John Clark put up a video and said some things, pertaining to Jahad Campbell trying to get some knowledge from, Myles Garrett about the pass rushing and, what to look for, what to do, things like that. So he can better himself, better his bag, better his craft. So when I said all that, and I even posted the video, y'all see the real, go like the real, you know what I'm saying, after y'all get off this video. But I said it because they just, to me, they look somewhat, they built somewhat the same, they look somewhat the same. That's just me. We don't know just yet, but we've been hearing things in practice pertaining to Jahad Campbell, him knocking Dallas Goedert to the ground, Dallas Goedert to the ground, not getting over top of him, but yeah, like in his mitt, like yeah, you feel what I'm saying? Talking that talk. Saquon Barkley, these are the starters, bro. So come on, man. And then you can drop him in the coverage and you can rush him off the edge. Vic Fangio said he needs some work. So now you got him talking to Myles Garrett. He's been working probably, with him maybe after practice, whatever the case may be for the last 2 days. They want to use him. I'm trying to tell you, they want to use him off that edge. Maybe not all the time, but if you can get, because they just said it here, who's going to be behind Nolan Smith? Who's going to be behind Jalen Hunt? I'm not going to say that, Uche and them can't do that, but if you can get little Myles Garrett, a.k.a. Jahad Campbell, coming off the edge, bro, come on. I'm telling y'all. Right? Here we go. While Jahad Campbell hasn't gotten reps as a pure edge rusher in team drills, the Eagles were walking him up to the line like an overhang player frequently on Thursday. Earlier this summer, Campbell would mostly drop into coverage in those moments, but today he got a chance to rush the passer and looked good. How about that? Y'all be trying to tell me like I don't know what because they started snapping on me in that. You don't even know what you're talking about. They don't even play the same position. Vic Fangio's defense is not like a position. There is positions in football, don't get me wrong, but what he asks the players to do sometimes might not pertain to the position. He just wants you to do that on this particular play. I don't know. He the coach. I'm not the coach. It's his defense. But one thing I do know, they were talking about TJ Watt being linked to the Eagles. They were talking about Myles Garrett being linked to the Eagles. Y'all not telling me he don't have similar play style? Like he don't have a combination of the two of those guys Jahad Campbell don't? He needs some time, of course, because like look at Breadman, look at Jalen Carter. They're still saying he's just scratching the surface. Bro, Buddy's an animal. But buddy, he be smacking motherfuckers in the head like he's an animal, man. So I'm telling y'all, bro, if they can get this defense together, everybody doing what they need to do, even Tyler Robinson, he had a pass rush in the preseason game. This defense could possibly be better. Possibly. Because we still got to get the corner situation and that safety situation tightened up. But possibly be in at least top 5 again. I say top 10, but at least top 5. At least. I'm telling y'all, because what they're trying to do, I know what Vic trying to do. He want to do what he almost did in that Super Bowl, bro. Why let him score at all? I don't really, and I know I'm getting off topic here, but when I don't know if y'all seen it, Jalen Hunt said that, I don't know, Vic, they said, they had the meeting where, it's your last meeting after your last game of the NFL season, your exit meetings, and they said that Vic kept all the defensive players back. And so many words were like, y'all should not have let the Kansas City Chiefs even score. You feel what I'm saying? In that situation. Now, mind you, we done took the starters out after the third quarter, something like that, fourth quarter. We done took the starters out. So this is second team, third team, and he's told them he did not, and he denied it. But I believe that he really meant, I believe it. I believe he wants to go out there every Sunday defensively and not let the other team score. That is the feeding to a quarterback, bro. Do you know how that probably make, in all due respect, that drops tonight? That BS Kansas City six episode series for them to do the 3-peat where they lost and got they behinds embarrassed on TV, live TV. Yeah, that dropped tonight. And I'm gonna go right to the last episode and go watch that. So I want to see them boys cry again. Because supposedly, I guess when they thought they spanked us, when we lost by 3 in the Super Bowl and they walk around with them sack t-shirts on and all that. Yeah, buddy. How that feel? Y'all lost by 3? Yeah, okay. We lost by 3. Y'all lost by a whole lot more when we seen y'all again, though, didn't you? Huh? Okay. I don't care nothing about, bro. I like they no disrespect. I ain't, and I like Patrick Mahomes, bro. But the team collectively, I don't like them. Don't like them. Can't stand them, bro. Don't like them, bro. About to get me hot up in here. But yeah, man. So that come on tonight. I'm going right to that last episode and cry tears of joy, man. Just like when we won that bad boy. Because I'm telling you, these fools really thought they was going 3-peat. And then he ran into us again. All right, man. Let's get back to the notes, man, because I got to get some sleep. But, oh, boy. But my thing is this. My fault. It says earlier summer coverage, but today he got a chance to write the pass rush to look good. Even picked up a sack on Joe Flacco, who tried to step up in the pocket before fleeing, but didn't quite get beyond the line of scrimmage. So shout out to Jahai Campbell, man. And like I said, man, I just seen it, man. In my eyes, I just saw it like that. So I don't know how they're going to use him quite yet, you know what I'm saying? But it seems to be that they're gonna have some place for him to come off that edge and rush that quarterback. So I'm loving it, bro. I'm loving it. It says the Eagles eventually gave up some plays through the air in the air and Thursday's practice, but earlier on they were doing a great job stuffing the run. Both Jahai Campbell and Jeremiah Trotter showed the ability to clean up runners and fill gaps. Smile. I can't say my man's first name. I do apologize, but Munden Jr. had a nice run fit with the second team too. And Sidney Brown and Cooper DeJean were active running downhill to make some tackles too. That is clearly Brown's strength, and we know that he a heat-seeking missile. He had a really impressive thud on Harold Fanning Jr. to keep the rookie tight end out of the end zone at the 1-yard line after a catch. The Eagles' first-team defense did have a pretty ugly period against the Browns in the red zone. First, Jerry Jeudy beat Quinyon Mitchell on a slant for a touchdown. It's just weird to see Mitchell get beat like that. Then Flacco threw a perfect pass to tight end David Njoku with Cooper DeJean trailing in coverage. And Njoku caught the ball over DeJean in stride and celebrated by spiking it. And then the Browns ran a hook and ladder that worked against the Eagles' D. More on that next. The Browns offense pulled out all the stops against the Philadelphia Eagles on Thursday. It's strange to run a hook and ladder into practice, but it did trip up the Eagles D. Joe Flacco hit Harold Fannin Jr., who flipped the ball to running back Dylan Sampson, who scampered into the end zone. The Browns also ran a trick play later on. My fault. Move my screen closer. Uh, where a trick play earlier in practice, tossing the ball to our running back who threw the ball downfield for a big gain. It's a good reminder that the lesser opponents are going to try to pull out all the stops to beat the Eagles as they come off the Super Bowl title. Andrew Makumba gave up a touchdown catch to Fanning on a seam route for a touchdown about 30 yards, but on the ensuing 2-point conversion, Deontay Johnson couldn't secure a catch and Makumba picked it off after it popped off his hands. Good concentration on the tip drill. Some odds and ends. Josh Uche drew a holding call against the Browns and was happy to see the flag get thrown. Darius Cooper beat Pro Bowler Denzel Ward on a slant for a touchdown. Cooper made the most of that first team rep. Jalix Hunt had a good pressure earlier in practice that forced Joe Flacco to throw it away. Jeremiah Trotter Jr. had a nice one-on-one tackle on the flat after running back Dylan Sampson caught the ball. Cooper DeJean was beaten by Jamari Thrash on an inside move for a touchdown. Landon Dickerson is a good host. Okay, stupid observation of the day, whatever the case may be. So he got a bag. Yeah, he got a bag of beer for the observation with him. But those are the notes for the day. I don't know, man. My biggest thing right now is Cooper, not Cooper DeJean, excuse me, but yeah, Cooper DeJean as well, because I know that they're moving him around. I also heard about he went to UCF. We just drafted him this year. Oh, what is Buddy's name? Plays corner, but they had him playing in the nickel, and now they've been moving him to the outside. So I don't know what's really going on with this outside competition for cornerback too. I know they brought Jacorian Bennett in here from the Raiders, and I said in my last video the day before last that I think Jacorian Bennett's a great cornerback. Of course, he has to get acclimated to the system, understand what is expected of him in this defense, and go out there and just get the reps and just rep it. So, but it seems to be like this is still open. I mean, I can't just expect him to walk in here 3 days ago and just steal the job. You know what I mean? So, there's some guys, like I said, you still got Eli Ricks that's in the mix. A lot of times we don't talk about Andre Sam. I keep trying to tell people Andre Sam. We got him year before last, I want to say. Another guy that can be at the safety, and man, it can be Blankenship too. But you got to remember, Blankenship is also contract year. So I don't know. No extension's been announced, anything like that. So who knows what the future plans are for Reed Blankenship? Maybe they try to keep some of those younger guys. I don't know, but we ain't heard nothing about that as well. So, but yeah, those are like the two positions that I'm looking at where it's like, all right, we got to make sure we got to sew that up. But then this offense as well. Brown shut down the offense. Of course, Myles Garrett's the best pass rusher in the league, but we still need to be, and like I said, we're still rusty, man. That's why we have these joint practices and things like that against other teams, because you want to be able to work out the kinks. But I do expect a slow start this season, man. You can't think it to be anything different than last season. New coordinator once again for Jalen Hurts. Kevin Patullo said he's going to keep some things the same, but all in all, he wants to throw some wrinkles in there, and Jalen Hurts has to learn that, and then the other players got to learn that. But all in all, I know running the ball is going to be the biggest thing for us, because they're able to shut the pass down, whatever the case may be, or we can't get the pass off, which I don't think that's going to be a problem during the season. We're going to run that pill, man. So simple and plain. Not Jalen Hurts, but Saquon Barkley, AJ Dillon, Will Shipley. Those guys are going to have big opportunities to get touchdowns and a lot of yardage, man. Because I don't think we should stop doing what we did that got us to the Super Bowl last year. A lot of teams still ain't set up defensively to stop the run, and then we still can throw it through the air, man. You still got some great wide receivers on the edges. You got Nye Smith coming into the fold. Johnny Wilson. Johnny Wilson can be the guy, like, and I know we keep talking about Cooper, and I'm gonna talk about him next. But Johnny Wilson can be the guy that really can be a game changer for the Philadelphia Eagles when it comes to the pass game. Like I had said before, with his height, he can be able to high point the ball, 6'7", whatever he is. He should be able to high point the ball, catch that ball, come down with it. Red zone, come down with it. You feel what I'm saying? It should be no reason why we struggle in the red zone this year with if Johnny Wilson's on the field. And he can block. So I'm expecting a lot from Johnny Wilson. Anai Smith as well. Big hopes for him. But as you know, Dotson. Dotson's the guy, man. And I feel like, and Jalen spoke to this, that they're going to have a pretty good connection this year, man. He knows more. He's going to be able to have a full training camp, opposed to when he got here last, he only had like a week or something like that, a few days before the first game. So just hope to see him get involved. But Cooper, bro, different, bro. That's AJ Brown, bro. I'm trying to tell y'all. Y'all look, y'all getting two of them today. Myles Garrett and Jahad Campbell comparison. I know it might sound crazy, but I'm telling you, and AJ Brown and Cooper. If they can get Cooper up to snuff, man, oh my God, bro. Oh my, I'm telling you, the options at wide receiver 3, I would have never thought we would have this many options. You feel what I'm saying? Because in other years, it'd be a struggle for us to even get a wide receiver 3. And teams knew that. But now you can get a wide receiver 3, and now you got an option. Oh, I want to put Jahan Dotson out there. Oh, I want to put Johnny Wilson out there for this situation. Matter of fact, Nas, come here right quick. You know what? Cooper, let me holler at you right quick, big dog. Do something freaky out there, pause. You feel what I'm saying? So you know, it's nice to see, man. We're in a great era right now for the Philadelphia Eagles. So I mean, listen, man, we just got to sit back and enjoy the ride. I'm not going to get too, like I said, I'm not going to get too ahead of myself. I do want to go back to the Super Bowl and things like that. But all in all, one game at a time, man. And then I also wanted to say this before I got up off of here. Jalen Hurts, right? I saw the press conference yesterday, man. I want to give a big shout out to Jalen Hurts for coming out his shell a little bit more. I don't know, I don't know him personally, but I do want to give my man credit because I know the sportscasters aren't giving it to him. Some players aren't giving it to him. I want to give my man the credit, the grace, everything that he deserves, man. I'm sitting there watching him on do the press conference yesterday, and it just seemed like he opened up so much more this year. And I don't know if that's because he finally accomplished what he wanted to do. I know he want to go back and get more of them, but like I said, he's being more open, more talkative, letting a little bit more loose. And it's good to see, he just had his, 27th birthday, I want to say. And he's still, all in all, like regardless of what y'all think about Jalen Hurts, he's still young. Like he might carry himself like a old head, but he's still a younger guy. You feel what I'm saying? So it's nice to see him coming into himself, man. So I just wanted to say that, man. Shout out to Jalen Hurts, man. Keep doing what you do for the Philadelphia Eagles and for the community. We watch you, we love you, we appreciate you, but we know what we need you to go do, brother. We need you to go out there and win. That's another one, baby. If you feel what I'm saying. So with that being said, man, it's now from the No Cut Sports Podcast. I really do appreciate y'all tuning in, liking the video, and even if y'all don't like it, you know what I'm saying? It is what it is, man. But like I said, if y'all like what y'all see here today, please just like, comment, and subscribe. That's the biggest thing. To always make sure y'all can catch these videos when I do release them. So with that being said, man, it's now from the No Cut Sports Podcast. Before we get out of here, let me get a go Birds, baby. I'm going to holler at y'all, man. Y'all be safe.